Nature abhors a vacuum. Variable meanings and applications will start with materialization. When the rarity of a void or opportunity appears, it only appears for a very short time and then vanishes. Subtle intuitive emanations flash, and if you do not act decisively at the appropriate time, that chance expires and life continues on, almost like it never happened at all. The optimal state is delighting, no matter its current level of consciousness or current state, negative or positive. The emptiness means room and potential for more expansion, a barrier, an opportunity to overcome, integrate, and imbue that experience into life and memory. The optimal state is like a child, where imaginal acts are the substance of the day. Imaginal acts of how you would like to see yourself, or how you would like to see somebody else. A quantum projected hologram in the mind's eye, and then deeming it so. From ambiguity to universal, which is random and non-logical in regards to the standard processing of the mind, as it doesn't make any sense to the reasoning side of overthinking. On another note, inside people exists a vacuum. Most people would rather die than face the void within the black mirror, and that is their choice, but like everything else, it comes at a cost. Yes, the universe is capitalism. The inner vacuum can lead to great self-awareness when confronted head-on. Extremely bad decisions can be made as well, as many attempt to fill the void with something, whatever they see or perceive to have substance. And when it comes to the animal mind mentality, it's usually something extremely shallow and predictable. I think you know what I mean. Zombie movies have become quite prevalent, usually portrayed as mindless husks, the undead, dead but not dead, a virus plaguing the world, attempting to devour the living. Zombies are forever consuming more material, never satisfied, extremely materialistic. The lesson here is that the default nature of human biology is not its final form. Its reasoning, overthinking, hormonal chemical secretions, and desires are based on an artificial intelligence, the brainstem. Within modern society, damage is to be expected and welcomed. This is where you hold on to what is real, or you embrace the illusion in order to be comfortable. The realm of the mammalian limbic system and the reptilian brainstem is emotional and involuntary motor functions. The universe does not care of an individual's vendetta with its flow. The more blockages or tensions a person has or puts up to its never-ending change, it will just simply run you over. The only constant in life is change. In the Handbook of Vacuum Technology by Dr. Carl Joustin, Chapter 1, it states, "The Greek philosopher Democritus assumed that the world would be made up of many small and undivided particles he called atoms. In between the atoms, Democritus presumed empty space, through which the atoms would move according to the general laws of mechanics. Variations in shape, orientation, and arrangement of the atoms would cause variations in macroscopic objects. Acknowledging this philosophy, Democritus, together with his teacher Leucippus, may be considered as the inventors of the concept of a vacuum. For them, the empty space was the precondition for the variety of our world, since it allowed the atoms to move about and arrange themselves freely. Our modern view of physics corresponds very closely to this idea of Democritus. However, his philosophy did not dominate the way of thinking until the 16th century. It was Aristotle's philosophy which prevailed through the Middle Ages, and until the beginning of the modern times. In his book Physica, 330 BC, Aristotle denied the existence of an empty space. No vacuum could exist in nature. According to his philosophy, nature would abhor a vacuum, and wherever such a vacuum would be on the verge of developing. The point of bringing this up is to clarify on the idea of flow state, or the optimal state, default overthinking, and its relation to wave-particle duality, the double-slit experiment, and observation. Observation itself changing the structure of the quantum material.